Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm just making this video quickly on a whim to kind of describe. Oh, sorry. It's weird seeing myself. I'm actually gonna change it up. All right, there we go. Making this on a whim, kind of to talk about PRK eye surgery through the military. I had this done through the Air Force, and I just wanted to say a couple things I wish I knew before having it done. And yeah, so all right. First of all, my experience. So I was stationed at Nellis Air Force Base, and they were not providing the surgery for non-flyers or non-flight status, and I'm pretty sure it's still like that. So, what did I have to do to be able to have the surgery? I had to contact another base's optometry department rather, and get the paperwork required to have the surgery. So that meant emailing them and saying, "Hello, my name is so and so. I'm stationed here at Nellis Air Force Base, and I am willing to do whatever it takes to get this surgery done." And they said, "Okay, well, here's the paperwork. Just fill that out. You got to get it signed by your commander, sent to your leadership." So there's like 5 forms that you got to fill out. It seems very overwhelming, and if you're not used to kind of completing a lot of paperwork, it will definitely seem really overwhelming. Um, Something to keep in mind is you're gonna have to your like date of separation can't be further than I want to say 6 months. I'd say to be safe, kind of leave about a year, kind of a year before you get out. And yeah, so fill that paperwork out. It's gonna ask you questions about your squadron, date of separation, date of birth, all that good stuff. And then you're gonna have to have your leadership look at this and sign this and get it sent to your commander. And excuse me, and then your commander is going to have to sign that and get it back to you, and then you'll have to send that back over to the base that you are hoping to get the surgery done at. For me, I had it done at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. You guys are probably very familiar with that one, as it's where BMT is held. Okay, now that being said, what's some things I wish I knew before the surgery? Well, after you fill that stuff out, you're gonna kind of talk back and forth with them and kind of get that scheduled. You're gonna have to pay if your base does not provide the surgery and you have to go to another base, you're gonna have to pay for that airfare or the travel getting to and from the base. And you're also they have like something called a Fisher House, which is where you can be when you recover from the surgery. I think they'll give you some like a good week of convalescent leave, which is great. Okay, so after that, um, well, while you're there, you can recover at that Fisher House. I don't know if it's going to be packed with other people in there or not. I mean, anyone else that had the surgery that's going to be staying there, obviously you can make some friends and stuff. I stayed with family in San Antonio, so that was that was my experience. Now, when you have the surgery, you're actually going to get a choice. You're going to first the day before the surgery, they're gonna test the crap out of your eyes. Okay, they're gonna test your eyes, like making sure that they know every aspect of your eyes and if you qualify for the surgery. For example, if you have predisposition to like cataracts, it could be disqualifying. They're also gonna do tests like, for example, the puff of air, the making sure they know your exact prescription, right? So that the laser will do its magic correctly, as well as a test making sure your peripheral vision is there. Like I had to do one like a couple times, two times because I almost failed it the first time. You're looking at a little dot, and you got to stay looking at that dot, and they're gonna have like a little light, and you got to press whenever you see that little light that's like off to the side of that dot. And man, that had me stressing because I was almost disqualified from that one. I was nervous. I was closing my eye, then leaving it open, the other eye, and then leaving the other eye open, or like it's going to be covered because they're going to test each eye individually. But yeah, they're going to do a bunch of different tests, just so you know. And you're not guaranteed to have the surgery because they might see something that can disqualify you. So just know and be ready for that. Okay, and don't give up because I have a really good friend that I met there at Lackland who was also getting the surgery, and they looked at the back of his eye and they thought they might have seen something that was off, like a glaucoma specialist, I think, had sensed something a little off, and they actually said, "No, you can't do the surgery." And then he tried again because he went to another had a second opinion, and they were like, "No, actually, you're good." So don't give up, even if you get rejected that first time. Now, recovery from the surgery, uh, it's going to be rough. Those first 3 days are going to be rough. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Also, sorry, you're going to have the option. You can have PRK surgery, which is where so basically for the surgery, for those that don't understand, they can't just put the laser on your eye to fix it because your cornea will heal back to its original strength. So they're going to have to somehow or another get behind that layer. So through, for example, PRK, they're going to put it's like a toothbrush that spins and it's going to, I guess, shave away that epithelium, which is that first layer of your eyeball, shave it away, and then they laser it. And then with PRK, they'll put some eye drops in there, cooling eye drops and numbing eye drops and healing eye drops. I don't know. And over time, your cornea is going to heal and regrow over it, and your after they shave it away, they laser it. Okay, so with PRK, they shave it away with that toothbrush thing, and then they laser it. With LASIK, they cut that layer off with I don't know what the technique is, to be honest with you. I think it might be a laser or something. They take that flap off, and then they laser it, and then they put that flap back on. I kind of wish I did LASIK instead. The healing time is a lot quicker, and it's more common. They just recommend PRK if you have a more active lifestyle because there is always that risk that if say if you're playing soccer or basketball, that flap could be dislodged. Okay, and especially in that healing process, that maybe those first 6 months, that could be kind of detrimental if it gets scratched by like a dog or a cat or something. But yeah, so and then there's one more. So we got LASIK, you got PRK. There's one more. It's called Smile. This is the newest one where they kind of like, here's your eyeball. Okay. They go, I don't know how, but from the side and take away a little bit of the tissue in there. And I mean, it's pretty successful. I can't explain it the best, but they go in through like a slit and take out a certain measurement where it's like now this is the right prescription, and your eyeball just kind of collapses on itself, and now you got good vision. It's probably the worst explanation ever given, but yeah, it's the newest one. Not everybody qualifies for it. You've got to have so much density in there for them to be able to do that. I didn't even qualify for that one. Um, but yeah, so PRK specifically, those first 3 days are going to be rough because they shaved that first layer of your epithelium off. You're going to be having a runny nose. The way I describe the pain or the discomfort, it's as if you're looking into the sun. You know that feeling when you're looking into the sun and it's like, oh, that's what it's like. It's like you're constantly looking into the sun. That being said, you're going to want a dark environment because any light is going to be like, whoa, whoa. So yeah, 3 days is going to be rough. You're going to be having a runny nose and things like that. So after that, let's see. It gets your vision's not going to be perfect yet. It's going to be blurry. Everything's going to be blurry. And as your epithelium starts healing, maybe for me, it took about a month to where I was starting to see like clear. No, it was my right eye seeing better at first. My right eye was crystal clear after about 3 or 4 weeks, and then my left eye was still a little blurry, and then eventually it caught up, and now I'm blessed with this amazing vision. In the mornings, after a couple of weeks later, your eyes are going to be a little dry. Definitely have those preservative-free eye drops ready. They're going to be the ones that they recommend. The military or the Refresh brand, so Refresh Plus tiers, and they're like the individual vials. Definitely have those handy and ready, and that way you can apply them. First thing in the morning, it's going to be dry. Uh, if you rub your eyelid might be like stuck to your eyeball, and that can give you a corneal abrasion, and that's very common following the few weeks afterwards. So in the mornings, you got to be a little careful to just, slowly and get those eye drops in there. There's a technique to apply eye drops while your eyes are closed. If you put them right in this corner of your eye, like by your nose, and then slowly kind of open your eyes, it'll seep right in there and like try to move the eyes around a little bit. That's if it gets really bad. But yeah, don't and your eyeballs can heal very much like your tongue. For example, if you get a scratch on your tongue or something, same way. It actually it's pretty marvelous the rate of healing that it has. So yeah, so there's just some quick things about my experience through the military doing PRK eye surgery. Um, and stuff that I wish I knew beforehand. Like the recovery is going to be pretty rough those first 3 days, and you'll hear this a lot, but it really is it's pretty rough, and it's well worth it though. It's well worth it. Man, it makes me cry almost every day. I wake up and I've got this amazing vision, better than when I had was wearing glasses or contacts. With glasses and contacts, your vision's nice, but being able to just wake up and boom, like you're crystal clear, it's an amazing feeling. It's definitely worth it. So don't be discouraged if your base doesn't provide the surgery because you can get it done at another base. And even if like people are telling you you can't, you can. Okay. Um, this is your life. It's your healthcare. Take advantage while you're in. Okay, guys. Apart from that, is there anything else I want to include? Uh Recovery. No, my eyes they're not really that dry anymore. Sometimes they'll be a little bit dry, but um, it's well worth it. And I kind of wish sometimes that I did do the LASIK eye surgery. But apart from that, guys, thanks for your time. Thanks for watching, and feel free to answer with any questions or comments or concerns that you guys might have. Peace.